Let's use SOH CAH TOA to find the height of the hill. We have this 3D drawing. There's a nice hill there, and we have some nice water here. Now imagine there's person A, person B. They're standing 10 meters apart. And what's given here is that person B is looking straight ahead at person A, and when they rotate their vision a little bit to the right at 30 degrees, they see the base of the hill. Now person B also is tilting their head up. They're tilting their head up and at an angle of 40 degrees. Now this doesn't look like 40 degrees, but this diagram is not the scale. So this hill is quite steep. 40 degrees looking up at the hill at the same spot. Perhaps this is their friend up here. And just by simply knowing how far the person B is from person A, as well as understanding the angles, immediately, without climbing the hill, they actually know how high their friend is up the hill. This is a perpendicular hill. How do we do it? Let's use SOH CAH TOA, one triangle at a time. Let's focus on the first triangle here. This is a right triangle. It may not look like a right triangle because perspective distorts triangles, but essentially it's a right triangle. So we have 30 degrees. I'm just recopying the triangle here. We have 10 meters. And what we want to do here is we want to solve for x. We'll call that the hypotenuse. And this is a right angle. Put your finger on the angle, and we're interested in adjacent hypotenuse. Adjacent hypotenuse. SOH CAH TOA. We're interested in cosine, this one over here, because we learned that cosine theta is equals to adjacent over the hypotenuse. And that happens to be cosine of 30 degrees. So let's write the whole expression all together. Cosine of 30 degrees is equals to adjacent, which is 10 meters, divided by the hypotenuse, which is x. And how do you solve an unknown variable on the denominator? You can either cross multiply, or you can say x equals the numerator 10 divided by the other side. And this here is simply a number on your calculator. Make sure you're in degree mode. I'm just going to hit 10 divided by cosine of 30. Enter. It's about 11.55. So I'm going to say is approximately 11.55 meters. Okay, I'm glad that we know what x is. Check. Now we can focus on the second triangle over here. So what we have is we have this nice right triangle. And if you don't believe this is a right triangle, imagine someone sitting here with their legs out. Even though their legs are out, they're sitting at a right angle, and that's okay. So h is what we're trying to solve, the actual height of the hill. And we know this is x, which is approximately, we solved before, 11.55. And we know this angle is 40 degrees. So put your finger here. We're interested in opposite adjacent. That's going to be tan. Tan theta, which is 40 degrees, is equal to the opposite, which is h over the adjacent, which is 11.55-ish. And you really should use all the decimals on your calculator if you have it. So what is h? Multiply both sides of the equation by 11.55. So h is approximately equals to 11.55 tan 40. So let's take our previous answer on our calculator, which is 11.55-ish, multiplied by tan 40. Enter. So we have h is approximately 9.7 meters. And we didn't even climb the hill. That's great.